What's going on? It's Howie Spangler here. Tales from the Green Room, episode number 123, brought to you by the Cash App. You can hit my link in the description right there below, and or use my code right here if you want to sign up yourself, KHBSMVD, and get yourself $5 for signing up. And then I get $5 too, but just as a disclaimer. But anyway, I use it all the time. It's rad. The money comes in pretty quickly the next day or so, and it's very, very easy to send and request money with your friends that owe you money. So today on the show, I have Audic Empire from Texas. What's up, guys?
What's up? What's up, y'all?
Woo! All right, man. You guys, how's it going out there? What's Texas like right now?
It's chill, man. It's super hot.
Very hot. It's like 100 degrees.
Yeah, man. But we've been making it. Just freaking recording the music and
staying cool in the river.
Oh yeah, the river's always where it's at. We go to the San Marcos River and then to the New Braunfels River right over here. Carver and I live in San Marcos, and then James lives a little bit up north from that. And
there's a ton of river spots everywhere in between. There's
Lake Travis.
Yeah.
I've heard of Lake Travis. I've never been there.
Really? Yeah, you need to come out, man.
Yeah, man. Every time we go to Texas, we have a great time. It is like the fans are very very excited and rabid and raucous.
Where'd you play last?
Last time we played Texas, it was probably, I'm sure House of Rock was in there, Corpus Christi, and then where were we playing in Austin? It was damn, we played a couple places in Austin that were like
Austin.
Yeah, it was I know we were there with the Expendables last year. What was the name of that venue?
Empire Control Room, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. And then Gas Monkey in Dallas is always great. Is that place still open? I was hearing some things.
I've heard the same thing.
I think one of them maybe closed or something.
Yeah.
They closed something, but
sad.
It's outdoors, so they might be able to do some sort of something.
Yeah, but I heard they closed. Like Gas Monkey closed.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I was hearing. Damn,
yeah.
I don't know. I hope it's not true. I mean,
I hope not. Yeah, that was a really good spot.
Man, we used to have great shows there.
They have a good amount of money, so I feel bad for other smaller venues. You know, it's just gonna snowball down, and everyone's just gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I hope some of our favorite venues stay around. I mean,
it's really interesting. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how many venues actually make it after the next couple months.
Yeah. There's that campaign, Save Our Stages, that we became a part of recently. We'll have more information on that real soon, but yeah, I guess they're it's like a fund to help to keep the venues open. I need to do more research into that, but
that's cool.
Yeah. I know Baltimore Soundstage was kind of reaching out back in the day. They made a video for him, just saying, hey, Baltimore's rad. Yeah, I'm hoping that we don't. There's some really good venues out there, and a lot of good independent ones that that aren't Live Nation and stuff, and all those people are out of work, and it's a shame right now.
Real.
Yeah, but hopefully people can stick it out, and I would love to do something like when we come back, like when things are normal again, or whatever normal will be. I would love to do a bunch of free shows, man, at like some of these venues, and like just have people come out and just drink like crazy and like make the bar a lot of money,
That's a good way to do it. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah,
like just save your local bar or something.
Exactly. Just do like a
music scene.
Yeah, like a string of free shows.
Just do find one of your favorite ones that that's like hurting bad, that you want to really keep around, and just freaking
save the music scene.
Get a whole bunch of bands, or get like multiple bands, like a little free South by Southwest.
It's gonna be interesting to see how many venues make it, and then whenever it is time for bands to tour, all the places that are still around are probably going to get booked up pretty quickly by a lot of the bigger headlining acts,
Well,
so how many venues are going to actually be around for like the medium-sized bands and stuff?
Well, I think like a medium-sized bands or smaller bands, even like so like where we are, we're gonna be able to get first dibs because I think even the bigger bands are gonna hold off longer because like they don't want to bring 500 people opposed to like 100 people. We get away with like playing.
Right, people might be more open to the
Yeah, I
smaller
feel like in
shows.
2021, we'll try to get like a tour going real soon, but I feel like
Whenever
bigger
it's
bands
time.
are gonna be even
Yeah.
harder. Yeah, I mean, hopefully 2021 is like that's what I hope to like January just go.
Yeah, we can have some good health.
I know, man. They're working on these vaccines and stuff right now, and I've seen a few promising independent companies that are doing like trials, and they say things are going well so far. And one of them, I forgot the name of it. They're going to make like 2 billion vaccines
Just
on the first round. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of looking at it like, it's going to be at least a year from when we finished like our last show, like when all this went down. So like March. I'm thinking that things won't even pop off till March, just because they're talking like end of the year, December, January, on a good day. So I don't know. I'm hoping that by the spring, like things will start rolling again. I don't know, obviously, but there's no crystal ball. But
I feel like the best thing to do during this time is just get all your product in line. Like
Make music
as the product, the merch and everything. I mean, that's what we're trying to do is like get that all organized and like revamp yourself, like rebrand yourself a little bit, and then come back just bam, like super strong and organized.
Yeah, use the time off to the advantage.
Because like we're always been behind. We've always had like 20 songs that we're supposed to record, and people are like, we need an album, and we've always been doing that. So
constantly touring.
I feel like this is our time to catch up.
Yeah, it's nice to not tour. It is.
You guys raise a great point. It's kind of like I look at it like when the markets are down, like when the stocks are down and all the rich people with money coming and buy all the shares, just like and then when everything comes back, they're rich as fuck, I look at the same way as like now's the time to get in front of everybody. Now's the time to make all that noise because people are paying attention. People are looking for content to consume. And I think, being a musician, being in a band, when you first start your band, you're thinking it's like, okay, we're gonna make a record, we're gonna get on tour. Like those are like the two things, right? And it has to be about more than that. You have to be internet savvy. You have to understand the platforms, all these free platforms like Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and everything. And
are you
have to be able to. What's that?
Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. I'm not a dancer, so I'm like trying to figure out how to use it still.
Yeah. You see, like Kevin Hart, he didn't even know how to use it. He's like, "Where's this thing, man?"
Yeah, man. See, now I should have jumped on it a long time ago.
It's not even on yet. I don't think.
No, we don't have.
Yeah, you need to have a profile everywhere. I mean, TikTok might be going away. Like from what I was seeing, like they were talking about banning it or some shit.
Yeah.
But
that way, yeah.
You have to be. We're like, when you think about it, we're content creators. That's what we are. Our content is music, songs, records, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be a content creator that makes music. And part of it now is it's not just about the music anymore. It's about more than that. It's about becoming a brand, as much as I hate to say it, on one or more of these platforms and owning it and getting people into you as a person or you guys as a band, personality wise and day-to-day mundane bullshit that you think no one wants to see, like making a cup of coffee. But trust me, people want to see it. And just talking about your day, and things like that. And then you're like, oh yeah, we're working on this new record. And then you show them you guys making the record like that. That's what people want to see. That's just how things are. We've moved into this all access sort of era with live streaming and DMs, and DMs used to be a thing, like it felt still kind of private, right? But DM is just the way to go. It's the way to connect with your audience. And so, I have, if I have, like, let's just say 4 profiles on different platforms, that means I have 8, because I got to run the Ballyhoo ones too, you know.
Yeah,
So I'm DMing with everybody, and not everybody is on one platform. Some people are on different platforms and they aren't on the other. So you
yeah,
got to, like, feed the baby birds. I got it everywhere.
totally. Yeah, I
Um,
was seeing that. I was noticing that, like, when we post like a new clip from the new music video or something, I'll do it on like Snapchat, and we have like thousands of followers on Snapchat that will, like, and I forget about that, and like I'll put it on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, but then I'll forget about Snapchat, and then I was like, put it on Snapchat, and there was like a couple hundred viewers that saw that, and I was like, dude, those are different people, that's like a whole, like, it just, every time you do that, you have a few hundred people that are not on the other platform, like you're saying. Like, it's crazy, but it's free marketing, and it's pretty cool. Like,
people want to see the content. People want to see the day in the life of a musician, because we're living the we're living the dream, being the musician and stuff. People want to see the everyday stuff that we do.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I was messing with the guys. I was like, hey, everyone, log into the Instagram and start just doing videos of yourself, like I do. Like, I'll just do like a video of me driving to the show real fast and be like, smoking or something. And I'm like, just everyone do that, and that will be way more interesting than just one person. You can see what the drummer's doing, or the guitarist, and like everyone's what they're doing during the day. Just a cool, quick little thing. So I don't have to be like, just always me.
So we all post on the
story.
Yeah,
People will be like, oh, cool.
We all check in.
Yeah, that's super awesome. Like, do you guys remember like the home videos of some of your favorite bands? Like, I used to watch 311 home videos, and I know like the Used had a home video, and whoever, like Incubus, like whoever was putting out home videos, Sublime, like just all that footage of them in the studio, and like bullshitting and like pranking each other, or like that was always fun. I used to love watching those. That's what we're doing now. That's what it is. It's now it's live. It's in our face. And it's always fun to peel back, because the fans always see the final product. They always see, here's the show, here's all the work we did. Or they don't see the work that you did, and so you need to show them all that process. So I try to do it all the time, like as much as possible. Just get on. I'll be writing songs. The other thing too is, like, when it comes to like new songs and stuff, like the secrecy, like the keeping it so close to the chest. Like, of course you want to have some surprises and stuff for people, and maybe you don't want them to hear everything before it comes out. But I think we need to let go of that a little bit. I think we need to just, if you're working on a song, go live on Instagram and talk about it and work it out. And like, yo, what do you think the song should be called? Or what do you guys like this part? Just, it's free R&D. It's like, ultimately, look, you're going to do what you want to do because you're the artist, but it's fun to get people involved, and then people feel connected, and when the record comes out, they're all streaming. Oh shit, I was there. I saw that while it was happening.
Exactly. Yeah, I kind of noticed that with like this Johnny Rotten song that I've been writing over the quarantine stuff. I'll be like, I don't know, I just started writing it, and then we started playing it a little bit at shows, like at some acoustic shows we're doing, and then I went live, and then people just started like really picking up on it, like people asking me to play that song and stuff like that. And we have like 3 albums out, and it's like, and they want this song that I don't even have finished, and I'm like, oh man, all right, well, I went live and I messed up like 3 times. I'm like, well, that's what happens, dude. I'm just not done.
Stuff that's half made.
Yeah, we used to do that so much. Like, we would like get super stoked about a new song we're writing, and then like we'd have like 5 new songs,
work it out on stage.
Yeah, play it on stage, and people be like, hey, what happened to that song? We're like, actually,
you're still working on that one. Those are the early days and the long sets we used to have to do.
Yeah, dude.
We had back in the day, we used to play this place called the Rendezvous in Perryville. It's like 10 minutes from my house, and every Thursday night it was Thursday, and that would be our night to just get in there and just rip. We'd pack the place out, like 600 people,
Nice.
and just rage and like play 3 sets. It was like total bar band shit.
Yeah.
And like most of the times we didn't remember the third set. We didn't remember playing a third set because it was like Jägermeister and Soko and Lime and Jaeger bombs.
Man.
Ugh, and
That's
terrible.
the thing about those long sets. Like when you go take breaks, if you're actually like cool and you go hang out with people, then you end up getting pretty
Taking a lot of
messed up.
shots.
Yeah, you
Oh,
end up
yeah.
like taking everything.
Everyone
Like,
wants to take shots.
you're like,
Well, that's
you're like, dude, I like hold around a couple soda water sometimes, just so like that's my like go to. Like, oh no, I'm good. I got a drink.
Everybody wants to party with the band,
Yeah.
and so it's like you do it for them almost.
Pretty much, you know. It's like,
Keep telling yourself that.
yeah, it's like the drinks are part of the pay, you know.
dude, it was like that was it. Like we always felt like we're not fucking machines. Like Jesus Christ. Like one night we were playing. This happened a few times actually. We were playing in Ohio, and Findlay, Ohio. And it was sometimes we come up on like a Sunday night, and you can't sell liquor on Sundays there. So we, our third set would happen at like right at midnight.
Oh shit.
So technically it was Monday. So we'd get up there, and right at midnight there'd be a line of all these different shots on the front of the stage. We're like, what the fuck? Like, we can't do this. This is who wants this? Who wants it? Start passing them out.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to buy the band a shot, and I used to go out there all the time. Like we would especially like on the sets where we're like opening for bands. I would go out and just hang out with people in the crowd at the bar or whatever, and get fucking trashed. And it was just like eventually, I just got sick of doing that. And then it started like you're talking loud, and it's like you're losing your voice, and you're hungover, and like just the tour gets harder and harder and harder, day by day.
We've noticed that. Like,
We've definitely grown out of that phase and like gone through that ourselves.
it's still hard though, It's still, even when you're trying to be sober every night, you're still like getting run down a little bit more every single night. Like by the end, you're just like, come home, dude. I lost like freaking 15 pounds on the last tour, just like not eating good. It's like
the long ones are hard. Yeah, the 3 to 4 week ones are pretty tough.
Yeah,
they are, man. Do you
it's a lot
guys?
tougher when you're drinking though. It's like,
yeah, I started taking that element out. Last year we did Sober October, and it was great. I was waking up early. Like on tour, you don't wake up early. It's just hard. And I was waking up at like 8, 9 in the morning. Like that's obviously I do that here when I'm home, but like out on tour, it's opposite schedules.
yeah,
And it's much harder to wake up when you're super hungover. And when you take that out of the equation, you just feel a lot better. And I was already kind of tapering off by then, but yeah. So
the last couple tours, we've been hitting the Planet Fitness in the morning and getting like a nice shower in and nice little workout, and that's been keeping us like accountable. Just
it's like one of my favorite things, because you have your own spot. Like when you go, like what we're doing right now, we don't have like a bus to sleep in, so we always crash at people's houses at the end of the night to try not to do hotels. And so like when you have like 5 dudes using like 2 restrooms and everyone's taking showers, like it's so much better when you can just like bail off to Planet Fitness, go take your shower and get all clean, and come back and be like, yo, what up guys, get all that out of their hair and stuff. I feel like that's like a lot better for the people that we
feel normal after I work out.
Yeah, it bees the houses a lot less.
Yeah, exactly. Then they want you to come back.
That's a wonderful idea, man, because the guys in Fayuca were doing that last year. And I was like, damn, why didn't we think of that shit? Like, because we would always stay in people's houses, somebody random. And we were very, it's obviously, you see a lot of hospitality out on the road, and we're very lucky. And that was so awesome. People let us stay, but never thought to like, just, get up in the morning and hit the, even if it was like at a truck stop, like sleep in the van and then get up and go hit a Planet Fitness or something and take showers and get a workout. Like never thought I never worked out back then anyway, but yeah, that's incredible.
Some of us don't. Some of us just go in there and take the showers,
Yeah. No, good for you guys. Great idea, man.
Yeah. Carver goes and does like as many reps as he could do on all the machines.
Just one time, just do one round.
Low weight.
That's it. Just get everything
It's funny.
once, and then
Stretching.
I'm good.
That's
Do a lot of
good.
stretching. Do a lot of stretching on the road and stuff.
That's
Oh
great.
man, yeah.
Before a set, you gotta like before we hit the stage, I gotta stretch like every muscle in my body. That way, whenever we hit the stage, it's game time. You know, we're moving around and we're not stiff. We're like active.
Yeah.
And
Have you seen us play live before, Howie?
Yeah, a long time ago. We played a few shows together, and I definitely
Yeah,
saw
I
you. I caught you guys at the Pepper show that we did. You guys played inside. At
Oh yeah,
Stubbs.
yeah.
Stubbs?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it wasn't Stubbs.
No, it was
Mohawk.
Oh,
I
that's
think.
right. Yeah, I remember that place.
Or-
Little tiny amphitheater kind
Oh,
of
no,
vibe.
it might have been a
Scoot
Scoot
In.
In.
Yeah,
Oh,
scoot
Scoot
in.
In, okay.
There's a bunch. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, we do these jumps on the certain parts where we start to rock out. It gets really heavy, and we all jump, synchronized jump.
Yeah.
And like, I freaking wasn't stretching, and like pulled my calf. Like it was so weird, and I've never done that before. And it's like the bottom half of my calf. So the rest of the time, I'm like jumping on one foot and stuff. I'm like, dude, like as we get older, it's like you need to keep stretching. Harvard pulls out the nunchucks, and
I nunchuck on stage, and I do a lot of headbanging. And after a couple nights of headbanging, man, the neck just gets
Head bang over.
you can't.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
headbang over. Yeah.
Head bang over. I love it. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. No, I've definitely had the neck cramps and stage injuries. You know, those are always fun. But I rolled my ankle really bad a few years back in Savannah. Chipped the bone on my ankle, and
Jeez,
that
on
sucked.
stage?
On stage, yeah. First song, still had like 75 minutes to go.
Did you go down or did you stand up?
I kept going. It shit hurt. It was excruciating. It hurt so bad, dude.
Dude,
Oh,
a chipped bone, man. There's no hiding from that.
Bro, it was nasty.
That's
and
some
like,
Dave Grohl stuff, man.
yeah, dude, it was. I'm lucky that it didn't break or anything. Like it just chipped a little bit, but like, yeah, I had like a mini Death Star on my ankle. It was huge. I took a picture of it. It's on my Instagram somewhere, but. Yeah, stage injuries suck. Like, because you're up there, you're trying to look cool and just like do the thing, like, what's up? What's going on? And then like you fucking smack your head on a speaker and your head starts bleeding. That's fun.
I know what you're about to say right now.
You've had a
Have you
couple
ever
spills.
aided on stage?
I've
Or anyone in the band have they ever aided?
I definitely I don't know if anybody's fallen down.
Oh man.
I've definitely tripped up and like almost for sure. I can't
I've fallen
remember.
into the drums and like how to catch them and like was going backwards like oh god. I remember I got scratched up because I was like, I'm not falling. I'm gonna do anything in my power to not fall.
That's why I love playing wireless now, man. Like,
James was catwalking across a couple stages in San Clemente or across tables. Yeah, there's this guy, Matt Hazmat, and him and his girlfriend were like sitting at a table. I remember it, dude. It was so awesome.
I stepped off onto it. The table went out from under me. I had
James was feeling good, dude. He was like,
just
I'm walking on these
wiped out
tables, dude.
hard.
my whole right butt cheek was fucking black.
Oh man,
It was pretty awful.
I swear you broke your tailbone or something. Dude.
It
That
was
rough.
really, really bad.
It looks not good.
that's good fodder for the Instagram
yeah. We should have had that.
Exactly.
post show report.
It was
That's great. Evan, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. If you're watching on YouTube right now, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're on Facebook, please share it and hit that like button, please.
Well, we got a lot of comments going on over here.
Yeah, you guys got some comments. What up, Sandra? What up, Alex, Patrick,
Oh,
Joel
wait,
Dizzle?
Ashley says it was Scoot In that we saw Ballyhoo.
So the scoot in?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So tell me about the band. When did you guys exactly when did you guys get together?
When? Like to practice and stuff?
No. When did you guys start the band?
Oh.
We
10 years ago.
We got a band house in about 2010 and all started living together and doing 2-a-day practices. And then all throughout 2010, we were kind of just jamming and playing. And then about 2011, we came up with a band name and just started playing shows. And then about 2015 is when we started touring and releasing albums and stuff.
Yeah, so I guess like 5 years of really hitting it hard.
Of doing the full-time.
But you got to put in the
touring
work,
thing.
man. You got to like write songs. You can't like, like that takes a long time to get like a good set list going, but it's been a long ride, as they would say.
Yeah, we
Long,
definitely
strange ride. You know?
When Travis joined, that really we kind of found our sound then too.
Yeah, we had a different 2 guitarists. We
Yeah.
had Josh Crow and Max Holland. These 2 guys that were our like first guitarists, and then they both did other things in life, and so we just like we were like shit. We actually had a show with the Supervillains 3 days right before like our last guitarist bailed, and then we were like, dude, what are we gonna do? And met this little dude, and
he's like 19 at the time.
yeah, and like a prodigy guitarist. Like he was like known for like being like 12-year-old kid, and the guitar was like taller than him and stuff. So we're like
Blues shredder.
yeah, and so we're like, hey, my friend was like, hey, hit up that guy, and I was like, all right, and I hit him up, and he's already heard of our band actually, and he really liked us, and he's like, yeah, man, I'd love to. And he learned all of our set list in like 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then we had a practice, and then a show at Threadgills. It was like a pretty nice venue in Austin, but it was like our practice show for the Supervillain show, and he came and we shredded it, and we had like the best crowd response we've had ever, and everyone was like, you know, raging. And we're like, okay, well,
You're in.
back. We're
Yeah.
in, man.
Yeah, we didn't even have to try hard to get a new guitarist. It
Not
just
at all.
aligned
Just
itself so perfectly.
I
And
saw
it-
you post a thing looking for a guitarist. Did you ever find anybody?
Yeah, we got a few guys we're looking at right now. I wasn't gonna do it that way because like I just knew it'd be a shit show.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of filters.
Yeah, people that don't play guitar. I can play guitar. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, no, there's been
lot of
my thing is like I already like have like the person in my head, you know what I mean, like as far as like what we need and what we're looking
Yeah,
for. And it's very specific just because, you know, we've been doing this so long. I mean, my band just turned 25 this month. We started in 95, so
Hell
like
yeah.
we've been through
Cheers.
thanks, yeah, we've been through everything. And I just didn't want to go through any bullshit, and I just made sure that list, it was so nitpicky, but it's like if you're not any one of these things, just don't reply, you know.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some shredders, man, some guys that are promising, and so we're kind of, you know, we're not in like a huge rush, obviously, but I do want to get somebody in sometime soon just to kind of start vibing and maybe writing or, you know, whatever. But it's got to be the right fit. You know, you can't be a piece of shit. You got to take a shower. You got to
Can't be a
You
dude.
gotta-
So that you actually tour with.
Yeah, spend a lot of time with.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta spend time with them. You know, somebody that's maybe into the same things. Just a nice person. You know, like I said, like no matter where you go, you represent us.
You get Spider in the band.
Yeah.
What's that?
Have you seen School of Rock? That
Oh
movie?
yeah, dude.
And they got the new guitarist. They're like, we've got your replacement. And Spider, he has like this weird little vest on. It's
The
like
short
covered.
vest with
He's
like
it's so weird.
no shirt, he's just dancing. That's one of the greatest movies ever, man.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
So you guys just released Head Change. You guys smoke weed, I think.
Yeah.
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 A little bit.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. The lyrics mislead you.
Let's Oak It. That was the first single.
Hell yeah.
You got Be Hard on there, and yeah, stuff sounds great, man. You guys did a great job tracking it out. I wasn't there for the tracking process, so it's strange for me, you know, to mix a band when I'm not there. And usually there's a lot of editing that needs to be done and things like that, but it came together really well, and I hope you guys are proud of it. It sounds
Very
rad.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite album. Like, you know, when like this whole time we've had our music, and people like, you know, the other albums a lot, you know, and I'm like, you know, just not super satisfied with it. But this last album is like the one that I'm like, hey, if you know, you want to check out our band, listen to this freaking album.
feel good
You're
about
gonna
this
fucking-
one,
You're gonna
yeah.
love us, you know. That's like, feel super confident about that one. So I'm like,
Yeah. Dude, the mixing on it is very good, man.
Oh,
And,
thanks,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to it now because, you know, I think I started mixing that like last year, and like you get like, Carver, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like you might look at something that you've been working on, you know, 6 months or a year ago, and you're just like, damn, why did I make that decision, or why did I do it like that? You know, probably the same way with like Ronnie with like singing or anything. Like I can't listen to like our old records. Like I'm
Man.
proud of them, but man, like why did I sing like that? Or why did I not fix that guitar thing, whatever. Same,
that one lick. Yeah, I know.
yeah, same thing with like producing or mixing. It's like man, why did I make the snare drum sound like that or whatever?
Yeah.
But this is my first album that really I don't have too much of that. Like
That's why I like handing it over to you. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I know, dude. We have a bunch of demos, dude. We're working on like.
By the time we get done tracking,
I had like 10 I just sent to y'all, and then more I'm working on right now.
Because we do all the tracking and editing and production and stuff ourselves over the years, and so by the time it gets time for mix down, we've all listened to the song like for hours upon end, maybe like 100 hours,
Yeah.
So it's
Sick of it.
Yeah, we
like,
gotta give it to somebody else to mix.
You remember when Brandon sent us his verse and like we put it on there, but just a little bit off?
Yeah, we had it on a different time. Yeah.
So Travis wrote a solo to that, and then Brandon
shit.
was like, oh man, he's like pull it back, and we're like,
It
oh
sounded
dude, I'm
cool
like
both
so
ways.
like I'm so partial to it already, and he's like, believe me, and you're like, this is how it will sound better, and like we pulled
Now
it back.
we love it.
Now it's perfect. Like I love where the guitar
Uh-huh.
kind of like the kind of crossfade, a little bit, and like it just
sounded crazy at first.
Yeah, at first I was like, what? Okay, man. We have to do it. He's not gonna even like this song if we put it in the wrong spot.
I know. I sent it to him. I was like, here you go, think, dude. He's like, oh no, this is wrong. This is wrong, bro. Fix this shit. I'm like, what? It sounds good. He's like, no, that's not how it was intended. I'm like, all right, man. All right.
I was just sitting back, just like a half measure.
And I was even like playing it live, the other way. So I had to like
it actually
kind of learn
worked,
his part,
which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, to sing it.
Blacked out and stumbling.
Yeah.
Brandon Hardesty is the biggest prima donna in music.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, there's no satisfying. He's insatiable.
Well, I mean, you got to be, kind of anal, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, no, you got to be. It's attention to detail. That's what matters. And I think some artists don't get that in the production and tracking phase, even in the mixing phase.
Totally.
You have to pay attention to all the little things, the little nuances. When I'm in there, we're tracking drums, and there, I hear something that's like, I always have the bands record a click. And if it sounds like noticeably off, like we'll fix it right then and there. I'm paying attention because a lot of times you don't have people. You need that extra person in there to catch those things because the band is either not paying attention, the drummer's drumming, so you can't. Like when I'm tracking my vocals, I don't notice some of the things when they happen, and I'll listen later. Like, oh shit, I gotta fix that. So you need someone there in the moment to like help you. Like, oh fuck, let's fix that. Go back to bar 84 or whatever.
Yeah. It's a balance of catching that and making them fix it, and then also keeping like the energy good and morale good, and like not being like, oh, you fucked up here, But
no, I'm never like, fuck you, man. Just get a new drummer in here. Like, no, it's not like that.
So you have to be careful though, because if somebody's super stoked on it and they're like, oh, that was the best take ever, and then you're like, it was a really good take, but can I have to go into this one? There's just one spot, So it is a balance.
Now we can do those little clip into parts, we could fix a little bridge or something like that.
Comping's gotten easier and easier over the years.
Yeah. When you play to a click, it makes it much easier to edit the song. Like, I mean, you guys had me fix one of your songs, and I was like, this wasn't played to a click. What the fuck is this gonna sound like? And I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to make it. And it ended up being fine. But like, certainly when you play to a click, you're gonna have a better chance of doing that, making it seamless.
Totally. Like sometimes we have. There's some songs that we do like more of the straight reggae style where it's like kind of like it's like has this little formula already to it, and that we see. But then we do these rock songs that like they just get really kind of hard for. I feel like Jessica has a hard time playing to a click on the more of a rock like vibe, and he's like he really doesn't like to play to a click when we're getting those vibes. And I'm like, dude.
Travis too, yeah.
I think Travis and Jessica.
There's something
like
about
that.
the groove and
but
something
Harper and I are like, no, we have to do a click.
We want it to the session, but for some of the rock songs, we've just been going no click just to kind of get that groove.
It's a nightmare later though.
Yeah, but there's no editing, so it's like if y'all don't want to do it to the click, then there's the comping is not really much of an option.
Yeah, you have to watch it, and look, there's there's not like a hard rule like you have to play to a click, but if it's noticeable, like if you're speeding up and slowing down, if the meter's all over the place, like then
Yeah.
it's like, bro, we got to do this to a click, man. It's just impossible. But if you have a drummer that can stay roughly in the tempo, then you're good, you know. And if everybody plays the shit right, then there's no need for comping, you know. Again, if you ask me later, like, hey, I actually want to trim that whole part out, then I'm like, oh fuck, because like, you know, you could have like you could be playing one tempo and then go to the end of the song and you're playing a different tempo, like 5 or 6 BPM off, you know, and then you go to cut it and it's just not going to work, you know. So
Yeah.
you got to watch for those things. But you know, whenever I get in the studio with you guys, like we're gonna absolutely try the click thing first. And
Yeah, totally. I feel way more comfortable with that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's, and you know, like sometimes when your ears are playing tricks and you're like, is this perfect or is it push and pull? And when it's to a click, you're just like, I know this is perfect. Like we'll even do like sometimes where we'll take the keyboard part and make sure that one's is perfect, and then use that as a click or something.
Yeah,
or
just
try
use
different.
the scratch tracks as the click, or like the demos that we have, and then just mute the fake drums, and then kind of punch in the drums, and then just use the session itself as the click, and then everything's still gonna be like, you know, onto the grid.
Yeah, you know what I found to be really helpful actually. I've been working with an artist right now, Adam Almany, shout out, dude. We've been building the songs here, with just fake drummer, the plugin, and what's cool about that is like it's to the grid. So like when we build on top of it, you know, bass, guitar, vocals, whatever, that means all that stuff's going to be to the click, you know, and as long as, you know, he's playing on top of it. And then I just mute the drums out and then like I'll have a drummer play underneath it all. And then the opposite, you know, we'll do a script like with Uglies recently, and this worked out really well, as we would just build the skeleton, you know, have the scratch track with the full band playing, and TJ just sort of kind of noodles around, plays whatever, keeps the beat. And then when we're
More
done with the track, you know, we'll either do a few in a row like that, but at least when the first one's done, like I'll tell everybody to fuck off, you know, go eat lunch or whatever, and then me and TJ will just start banging it out, you know, on the drums. And then when I'll tell him to take a break, and I'll edit the drums, get them where they need to be, and then it's time to start building on top. So then at that point, we're just using the click as a reference, you know, for a guitar player or keyboard or a singer, as to like when, you know, if there's a dropout, you need to keep the time for when it comes back, or for the intro of the song, things like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I tell them just to play to the kick and snare. Don't really, you know, don't mind the click so much, you know.
Yeah. That's a good idea. There's so many ways to do it, you know. It's
We've
like,
tried a bunch.
but like those pretty much the two ways that you're saying is like
Yeah.
the best ways we found to like actually get something solid.
Make the demo track first, and then kind of use that as the holding piece.
That's kind of the new way we would do it.
Yeah, unless you're planning on, you know, recording the album live, like everybody's playing at once, and you know, like RX Bandits did that on a record, and I know 311 did that a couple times, where they just they all played together and recorded the tracks live, like all their parts. Unless you're planning on doing that, there's no reason to have the band there for, you know, an hour while the drummer figures it out. I'd rather just get in there, get a reference track one time, send everybody away, and then have my drummer, you know, just we'll work on it together. And then
Yeah.
And those drums are like huge on a song. Like you can just over drum or just like,
yeah,
you know, truthfully, like I've just been listening to so much music. I've been listening to so much music more now so than ever, than doing this like quarantine stuff, you know, just staying around and just like really analyzing stuff. And I'm like, dude, the drums are just like what's really making things pop, and taking them away and putting them back. And you know, nowadays we want to get more into even some electronic drums and doing some stuff, you know, where we're programming them. Yeah. And
totally, man. Yeah, it's fun to layer it up, and even if you do a couple songs where it's just programmed drums, like why not, you know. A drummer, man, is going to make or break the record. You know, a good drummer, a good singer. Everything else obviously is important, but you know, if you got a drummer that can't play, or it plays really light, or you know, it doesn't fit the style or something, you know, it's already a loss in my opinion. And and just plays hard. He snaps that snare drum, and it's great, man. The only issue I took was with Come and Toke It. I didn't think that the beat fit, with the groove.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything else was great that you guys sent me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I loved what you. I don't
What
even
you
know
made was pretty
how'd you
cool.
do that. Like, so you took his MIDI. We got a electronic drum kit, and then we got his MIDIs, and we sent them to you, and they were like, oh man, I hope this hope you could do something with this.
Yeah, it was the first time
We were
we
trying
had
something
him
new.
track with the electronic drum
It was
kit.
so hard for him to get the hi-hat because it's just like
The response. of
yeah,
it
the
and
response
stuff.
wasn't going right. It was-
Yeah, you gotta have one of those really expensive V kits to
Yeah.
really get all the articulations and the nuances. The hi hat is so important. For that detailed stuff, that or whatever, doing the 16th and 30-second notes and stuff like, and whether it's open or closed, like just all those things, the samples got to sound good. And like a lot of times, like the ones that come standard with the kit, they're good for jamming and stuff, but they're not good enough to put on a record.
Oh yeah, like I
You
was.
know, and I use a Superior Drummer by Toontrack, Superior Drummer 3, and their samples are amazing, and the articulations, they have so many different, like you can like set the hi-hat like to be, for like a V kit, just like how far, like when you open it, like how far like the sound goes until it changes to the next sample to get to it's wild. And then when you have it closed, like wherever you're at on the cymbal, depending on if you're around the edge or around the middle, just really wild. And it sounds amazing. And then I've been using I think I use the John Feldman pop punk drums, one of those kits on that song.
Nice.
And are you
Yeah,
just putting that in there?
what's that?
Are you just drawing those little MIDI notes in there?
Yeah, so like I think I just beat it out on the keyboard here.
Yeah.
And then for like his fills, because he wanted me to like match his fills. So
Mhm.
that took like a couple hours. So just like I was like soloing things out and just going, okay, snare, fucking tom, floor tom, okay, and then just like trying to mimic everything. And I got as close as I could. But yeah, so you literally go in there and just like go and just try to make the same fill. And some of that shit was crazy, and I'm like trying to discern like what's what, because like if you throw a random snare in there, I got to make sure to hit that. Like it's wild. So, but what's great about all this is that I get to learn so much more. Every time I work with a band, every time I work on a song, I just learn. And I think you need to be open and willing to
Yeah,
embrace
you've
it and
definitely
learn.
been the easiest person to work with. Like
Yeah.
like when we like have notes and shit, it's like
It's a pleasant experience working with you, man.
yeah, totally. And it was just nice to be able to like work shit out, and talk about it. You don't know. There's not even precise words. You're like, oh, it's a little, like, like how do you even get that across to someone, And it was really. I feel like we got everything across.
You
like,
speak producer, yeah.
yeah.
Good,
It's
man.
totally-
Good. That's
Yeah.
all I want it to be. I don't want to be hard to work with, and just I think communication is important. It's like probably the most important, especially when we're doing it this way, just over the cloud. Fuck Google Drive. Dropbox is king. Any bands that want to work with me, get a month of Dropbox, $10.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
a
yeah.
month.
We will work that way.
So much better, totally.
So much better, dude. I hate getting like random files in an email,
Something.
and I'm supposed to find them 2 months later, and just like bro, just and then like I'll get like a drive. People want me to listen to a reference track or something. And it opens up like 3 tabs, and it wants me to download some software to play the song. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Just let me play the song, dude. It's all right there. Dropbox, live and die.
Is the easiest for sure. But yeah, so we have like a whole bunch of demos, and we're trying to think of like the best way. I think what we want to do, like James has been listening to a lot of your podcasts, and I don't know, I think we just came across the idea we're just going to do singles,
Yeah.
and just try to do them as consistent as we can, and because truthfully, like every song is your like baby, you love every single one of these songs, so they really do deserve like the full music video, like the whole promotion, and everything, every song, you know, it needs that chance, I feel like. And we're to that stage where we're like, you can give every song a chance. No, have like a really badass song hidden in a freaking album, you know. We're not trying to like write a whole bunch of filler stuff for like 2 good songs.
Well, you just mentioned doing like a single a month would be a good goal, and I really like that idea, because we've got the material and it just keeps things fresh. We get to focus on each one individually.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if we could record and mix and get 4 songs done, then that'll buy us 4 months to work on another 4, and then just keep releasing 1 a month. And then if we just work on like batches of like 4 songs at a time, that'll buy us another 4 months to work on another 4 songs, and then another 4 months, and then just kind of keep that in flow.
You got it, man. That's absolutely the formula.
I come in this like problem of thinking like, how do we get you out here? Like, so we send you a whole bunch of songs. You say, I like these ones. I feel like, and we're down to like completely rearrange them and you know, whatever to make them the most
full potential.
The full potential, yeah, of the song, so we can get some really good production out of it and just make it cool as fuck. You know, I don't want to just put out. I feel like even some of our old songs, you know, I don't want to do stuff like that, but there is some old songs I feel like that can be reproduced, that have like super good choruses and message and everything like that. And it's like, but my thing is, I'm thinking like, so we have all these demos, we send them to you, you know, we figure out which ones we want to do, and then just fly you out here, you know, and we'll just freaking
yeah. Yeah, I think the way to do it is like what you said. And so like have like a, you know, set up a Dropbox folder and share it with me, and then whatever you put in there, I'll see it, and just let me know, hey, I just added this or whatever, and I'll take a listen. And then if I feel like, all right, we need to, you know, scrap the pre-chorus, or the intro's too long, or, you know, figure something out with this outro, or this needs an outro, or this needs a bigger chorus or something like that, you know, I'll do all that. Like just like pull it into Pro Tools and like chop it up, and maybe even send like a vocal reference of a melody I'm thinking, or something, like stuff like that.
Yeah, we would love that. That'd be the kind of stuff that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because you've worked with people like that in the past. Like you mentioned John Feldman, like that. He's like a personal hero of mine. You know, what was it like working with him? Were you able to go back and forth with him on that kind of thing?
Yeah. For us, it would like, I don't know if he heard the song before we got there, and he's a busy dude. And I know we sent him the track, but I think he heard it for the first time, like in his control room. Like he got his acoustic out. He gave me an acoustic. He said, all right, let's just play the song. Like, let's go through it. And, okay. So there I am, like full voice, like belting out the song, fucking it all up. And he's like, all right. And we just started, I think we did a scratch track, like guitar and vocal. And then like immediately got in there and did drums. Started doing drums, and I was kind of sitting in the back watching him, and Donald's in the live room playing, and he's like, all right, hold on, stop. He's like, all right, try to do like a 1 drop with a side stick here, like let's do that. And he's like, Donald's like, okay, he does that, and then we're going back and forth. He's like, what do you guys think? And I'm like, it's funny because like I'm like, this guy's like, you know, a millionaire producer, you know, big time. I should just let him work, let him do his thing. What am I gonna bring to this? You know, what am I gonna say? You know, and I found out later in like a podcast I was listening to with him. He's like, you know, I really hate when the artist like doesn't get involved. Like I want it kind of takes the wind out of my sail. And I was thinking like, fuck, I should have like really like got in there maybe. But at the time, I'm like, I don't want to say anything. There's that scene in Austin Powers at the beginning, the intro. I think it's 2 or 3. Where it's like Steven Spielberg, and he's like, you know, I have some thoughts about the scene. And Steven Spielberg is like holding the Oscars. He's like, yeah, my friend here thinks it's fine the way it is. You know, like,
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, I'm not going to say shit, you know. But he works very fast. He has a direct idea, and if he doesn't, he will ask for input. But then immediately drums are done. He had his other guy, Zach, in the other room. I guess Zach would come and get the drum tracks from the session, take them over there, edit the drums, like while we're on like a quick break. 15 minutes later, we come back, drums are edited already, ready to go. And I'm in there doing vocals. And I kind of adopted this from him. Like, we're like, when we're tracking vocals, he was, I would know that I fucked up. So like, I would like, I'd sing it and then I go, and I'll be like, oh man, I messed up when he stopped. And the track's immediately playing again. Like, okay, let's go again, that kind of thing. He's just very fast. Like, he knew it, I knew it. And so I learned from him, just go, go, go. I mean, this guy's got records to make. And so we made the song in about a day and a half, and it wasn't like a brand new song. And he did go outside for about a half hour with his laptop and an acoustic, and he wrote a new bridge to it. And I really liked it. And he told me to write some lyrics to it. And I feel like maybe he thought that we weren't getting involved enough, and because I just wasn't sure. So he's like, write lyrics for this. Like, come on, like, write some lyrics, So I'm like, all right. So I'm like writing lyrics on his laptop, and then he like sends me out for coffee. He gives me like his fucking Starbucks gold card, and I have to go get coffee and come back, and we're working on something else, like guitars, or we had like a ukulele, like our bass player played a ukulele, and like we got like a minute, maybe 30 seconds into to tracking on the ukulele. He stops. He goes, fuck it, never mind. It was just so funny.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was just like, no, never mind. Like, we just put everything. He's like, so I learned that from him, like, just take every idea and throw it at the wall and see what sticks. And even if it sounds good at the time, you're like, cool, doesn't mean you have to use it later in the final.
Yeah, totally.
I'd rather have it than not have it.
Yeah, like on the Loose, that song, like we had all these guitar parts. I did like all the rhythms. And
you guys have a lot of guitars. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. But I did a lot of rhythms and a lot of little wah background noises. And then when Paul came and did the organ and the keys and the clave and stuff, I re-listened to it. I don't even hear any of my guitars, and I'm like, he took all the spots. It's like, that's what originally it was like all guitars, and then just like now it's gone. Now it's all keyboards and stuff, and I love it. I love listening to it.
Yeah,
it's so much more fun listening to that song now, having Paul on keys and some is Kyle from 77 Jefferson on bass and stuff, and then hearing that, like, I really get down to that song. I'm like, I feel like I'm listening to a different band, just with like loving this shit.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like, when it's not a rock song, traditionally rock songs have big guitars, and which nowadays they don't, but we can talk about that in a second. But like, yeah, when it's like a reggae song, man, it's not completely necessary. Like, you can have the skanks in there, but when you got a rad like keyboard player, and then it's just filling the parts, and you're adding the claves and the bubbles and the organ and shit, like, might not even need it. I know Ugly's had a track where he's just like, I don't even want guitars in this. Just he did them, and we did them, we tracked them, but he's like, ultimately, let's not use them.
Totally.
It's just whatever the song calls for, man.
It's crazy, dude, because it starts off like you write a song and it's just you and the guitar, and then at the end when you're done, you're like, I'm not even playing this in this song. It's a cool thing, and I feel like keys make production sound a lot better too. They're just like rounder and like warmer sounds. They're just like,
you can play any instrument on the keys.
Yeah,
you get that. Like, there's this sound I've always loved is the sound of the bubble organ with the piano stabs. They're really really sharp and bright, blended with a guitar, like a clean guitar. And when they're playing right on with each other, and it's mixed the right way, like, you get this ridiculous sound. And I was looking for that for years, and I finally like kind of figured it out the last year or so, like how to make it sound the way I want, and just to get that bubble right, and like the tonally, and then you come, like, it just sounds really authentic, like this, it gets really authentic reggae sound. So I finally figured that out, so I was happy. And yeah, that's I've always loved that sound. You guys, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I can't really explain it.
Yeah, Carver and I do that like all the time, like where we play exactly the same rhythm, and you'll hit the piano as I hit the guitar, and that noise that together is like a sound that you can't really. It's hard to emulate.
The low bubs on the and then with the piano doing the upstrokes, you know, with the
Yeah,
guitar, layer the piano and the upstrokes, and then with the organ kind of doing the groove in between. That's definitely me and Ronnie's rhythm jam right there.
that's awesome. Yeah, like I think what I'll end up like chopping out the mids in the piano and just and cranking the highs on it and the lows, kind of make a smiley face, and then have the guitars fill out the middle. Um, I think that's kind of how I've been doing it lately, and just so fun, man. And I'll like crank the kind of low end a little bit, and even some high on like the low the organ stuff to kind of really get that hard edge on the you know on the you know on the bottom thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's been fun, man. And like, I don't know if you guys are into like Slate Digital, but I use all his plugins, and he's got this whole thing, the Slate Academy, where you can watch like videos all about EQ, compression, like very informative and fun. It's been tough to like learn about EQ and compression, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I subscribe to the Slate plugins, and I like those. I like the Kush ones a lot too. Kush plugins, but
I don't use any of
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, we're trying to get more onto right now, like where we're writing the parts, like not just giving you, you know, MIDI stuff for your plugins, you know, like trying to actually finish having everything done like at once with the demos. Like that's why I want to get like the bass, like this like the sub kind of bass noises and like
right. Do all of that kind of stuff and come to you more for arrangement and for kind of making it into a song, you know, because you've got to work with all the great producers in the in this kind of music scene. You worked with Paul Leary and lots of people, and so they've kind of like you've gotten experience from the masters, and now you're like you know, next generation passing that on to you know, another group of like, because we're like a band, but we're all like a bunch of producers too, like
Yep.
we all play producer roles.
One day we'll hopefully be able to produce bands, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
But we all come at it with producer mindset.
Yeah, I think we're all producers to some extent. You know, whether you kind of chase that road and go down that road, because we all know what we want for the most part. You know, when we're writing a song and we're in the studio, we have that sound in our head, like you were saying earlier. You're not sure how to explain like the sound you're trying to get, and so you know what you want, you know what to sound like, and when it's not right, you're like, I don't like that. You know, that's the producer in you. You know, whether you choose to make a career out of that, that's one thing. But for me, it had always kind of been a dream to have the band, but also make records for other bands. And you know, and so back in 2013, I just started getting really more serious about it, and I quit my job and like started buying plugins and learning how to record. And you know, I started with Logic like 10 years ago, but it wasn't until about 2013 when I really started getting into it and learning how to do the stuff. And it's taken me this long to like really wrap my brain around EQ and compression and you know, how to not make it sound terrible, because it's very easy to do that.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's the thing, is like why people pay for you and pay for people like you, because it's like you can go in there and you can make songs happen and you can make demos, and then you like listen to your demo, you're like, man, this is a really good, you know, structure and everything's really good, but why doesn't it just pop, you know, like why doesn't it sound anything like a song on the radio or something like that, you know? And it's like
Totally.
all those, I mean, I didn't even know about like how you know, dipping EQs of different instruments to make other ones kind of shine, you know.
Yeah.
Like all that shit is like huge. Like
Yeah, so
or drums or even something. I don't get
yeah,
close to
I
drums.
just started feeling great about my drums, man. I'm just like, damn, like we did a Message to the World a couple months ago, and I was like, fuck, these drums sound awesome now. Like what happened? Like what did I do? It's different.
Was
And
it live drums or?
yeah, I mean, it's great. We have this whole setup. So I've got this here. I make pretty much everything here. But then we'll do drums at my brother's house. He's the drummer. So
Yeah.
like he's got the same interfaces that I have. And he'll just use Logic, and I'll go over his place and just track them out on Logic. Very simple. Throw it in Dropbox, come home, there it is, pull it down and just pull it into Pro Tools and start editing.
He just
And
sends you the waves.
yeah, just send the waves out, and then just do my editing. And then once the editing's done, like I'll send I'll send the track to Nick and Scott, I'll let them know. Like it all happens over Dropbox. They have the link, so when it gets updated, they see it, and then they just a couple days later, I'll have files from them, And if I have any issues, I'll just say, hey guys, can you redo this? Or like, if it's as simple as like, stabs being off, I'll just move them, where they need to be. And I don't know, man. It's been a great process, and like so, essentially did that record for at no cost, and did it completely independently, and that's been amazing. So it's good to. It's always been a dream. I always want to make records, even for ourselves, and here we are. So, but I'm glad to do it with you guys.
That point, or like in my mind, where I'm thinking the most realistic, truthfully though, like with not playing any shows really, and it's like hard to get money, is like to make things happen with our songs. Is like it almost seems like we should just try to just be as hands-on with you in the project of each song. Be like, all right, X amount of money for this song, and let's send you the demo. You tell us what we should change. We'll scratch the demo and start over, if we needed to. But I almost think that Air Dropbox method might be the best for us. Like, it almost seems like we should just get a whole, like, we'll do all the demo things, release singles. And then if we have like 12, 13 songs that we all like, we're like, okay, then we'll go into the studio like how Bumpin' Uglies did. Yeah, because I'm sure they have like a good handful of songs that they all knew was gonna fill up the next album.
They got like 2 albums worth of songs right now. Like it's fucked up. Like we went and did like I think we did 18 drum tracks and bass tracks. We finished all the drums and bass in one just like 3 days.
Do they practice those songs beforehand?
Yes. So that'll be the thing. Like we'll go through, and like I said earlier, like I'll chop them up, and if need be, they may not need it. It might be fine. But then if I do that, I'll throw it back up, say, hey guys, check out this arrangement. Let me know if you like it. And if you dig it, then just relearn the song, track it out again so you guys know it. And the idea is to get you guys to know the stuff front to back. And then if we have to go to a studio or whatever, you're not wasting money. That's why I was saying, like, if you guys have a space, just get some mics and we'll do it there. But get the drums done, and then we can just do everything else, from right there,
Yeah.
And if it's something where I can't make it out, then we'll figure that out, But I do like being there for the drums for sure,
Yeah.
If possible. But again, we'll figure it out later. But
Totally.
So yeah, the process is pretty simple.
Like I like that thought of sending demos and rearranging the demo a little better. Then we practice them together as a band, learn how to play that demo, and either decide if we want to like
re-record
it as a band and do it that way, where we like do some easier. I love the thought. I've never thought of that before though. Like we're always full band, scratch tracks, real drums when we're recording, but it's like it's good to get just the foundation of the song with scratch drums too, with him just playing simple, steady beat, and so we can get the keys or the bass or something,
or drum loop or whatever.
Yeah, or like I'm just thinking like the foundation of the song, like
one extra step.
Yeah, like so it's just easier for us to play. Like even if it's just the rhythm guitar that was on, and then we delete everything else, and then he goes back and puts like a solid bass line or whatever, and then he goes and nails the drums, like you're saying. You and TJ sat in there and did that, and then you wrote some cool shit. That would be a huge game changer, I feel like, in our music. Like to have Howie and Jess sit down and like writing the drums and like I don't like this, and like there's certain parts that just like those are drums and it works, and it's working. But I feel like a real thought out, like we need to take away drums here and put them here, and that's gonna be huge. That's
a lot of times we'll do that, but we'll just overtrack and then kind of comp and then just kind of sample from the drums that we tracked and make those choices later on.
But I like that because that's the way I do guitar. That's how we do any of our parts. Is we go until we like it, and then if we don't like it, we keep getting that part, and then once we get that, then we'll move on. It's like it'd be cool to do that with drums too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we'll figure out the arrangements and stuff, get them done. You guys will learn the songs that way, maybe track them out again yourselves. Send me an update, and I'll go, okay, cool. That's the way. And then when it comes time to do the drums, we can lay it out full band, just with everything, and then you guys can take a walk and me and Jess will just kind of get at it, you know, and get it right.
That'd be super cool,
Yeah,
man.
that'd be
Yeah,
dope.
just such an easy way to do it, you know, and not every, you know, you don't have everybody in the studio all day long, like hating life and like, because it can get kind of crazy, you know, just like
That's why
tired
they
of it.
come back.
Yeah, go take a break, have lunch, whatever, you know, get a few songs done, and then everybody takes a break for like 6 hours. You know what I mean? Go
Mhm.
home, chill, whatever. It's just a nice way to do it. Um, you know, we did it at the Passive Farm, Ted's place, and it was great because we're all there. You know, everybody's staying the night. We all have rooms and stuff, and it's cool because you can like take a break for a few hours, and you're not on the clock really, and you just sort of, you know, that's how it was at Sonic Ranch. Same thing. It was like we had a we were there for 15 days with Paul Leary, and you know, when I had those freak out moments because I went in with half the record and then we had to kind of write the rest. Um, you know, not knowing what to do next, I could freak out for 4 hours and just leave, and it wasn't a big deal. Like there's always something to do, and there's
Yeah.
really plenty of time, you know, instead of like burning the clock and thinking about money.
Yeah, for sure. Like, oh man, we gotta get this part down. Shit, well, this is like our 5th try on this same part. It was like,
Yeah.
Then you scratch it and just go to the next thing.
Yeah. It's been great, man. Like when I get in and I work with producers like work with John Feldman, Paul Leary, Matt Wallace. He did the first Maroon 5 record, which is sick. The one with Harder to Breathe and This Love and all that. Like just great
yeah.
record. And worked with him, and he was super cool. And I just watch everybody, you know. And I wish I had the knowledge I have now, like as far as like how Pro Tools works and shit. Like, man, I'd be a fucking beast, you know. Like I just didn't. I was trying to follow along, but it was more about technique and how to approach recording and arrangement, and you know, you think about being in the studio and recording and things, and for me, I used to kind of put it like up here, like, oh, it's such a hard thing to do and to learn. I eventually like wrap my mind around it. Like, it's not that hard. You just get in and you track the part as best you can, and then you move on. You know, you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah. You just, and it's kind of cool because like this during this time, you know, while we're not playing shows, it's like we become like a transfer over from a live band to a studio artist, you know, like where we can actually all be studio artists, where we're like, it's a different thing, you know. You don't spend 10 years learning how to be a studio artist. Like you'd spend 10 years learning how to play live for your friends and shit, and
Yeah.
you get that down and you're like, all right, I'm badass, and then you go to the studio and like, oh, I suck. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's finally getting over that point. It's like
Mhm.
it was for me. I've got over it, but it's
Finally taking a break from touring, which is nice. We've been just going, hitting the grind for years, and so it's
I think
nice
this
to have
time
some
is-
time off.
yeah, it's nice because you get that gratification from playing shows, that you feel like you're doing something
Mhm.
and you're making money and you're playing shows and people are happy and everything's cool. But that's not helping you out for the long run too much. I mean,
It is
it is with like when you're promoting your stuff, but
building the fan base.
if you need better stuff, you need to go back to the studio and then go back out.
You
and
still
promote it
have to
again.
have the good product to demonstrate when you go on tour.
Yeah,
That's
So-
your that's your job now. Your job, you know, we can't play shows, so your job now is to get in the studio and crank out content.
exactly.
Think of music is content, you know,
Yeah.
and people want to hear the new stuff. Fans want to hear it, and then think about it, when you go out on tour, you know, you're gonna have all these new tracks, and people are gonna know them. That's the cool thing. You know, how many times have you put out a new record or a single the day you go on tour, and no one knows the new songs? You can't play them. That's a bummer. You know, like you want to play the new shit, you're excited, but nobody knows the songs, and they want to, you know, in order to have a good show, they want to have they want to be able to sing along and have a good time.
Yeah.
And if you play like 5 new tracks in like a 45-minute set, it's like, you know, that's half the set. And they're just kind of standing there like, all right, this is cool, but like, you know.
Yeah, it's more of a showcase, like kind of for new stuff than it is for your fans at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, now you're going to be able to crank out all this new shit and maybe, you know, have shows in the next, hopefully in the spring, we'll have shows again.
Hopefully,
And then they're going to know all the songs, you know.
Yeah.
You just play. So that's the thing. The goal here is to, you know, like I love the idea you said earlier, Carver, was about like 4 songs and then over 4 months, you know, even if it's 4 to 6 weeks, you know, month and a half between each, because you get to utilize the Spotify submission tool to get in front of curators to possibly end up on playlists. If
Mhm.
you did that with a record, you only get one chance.
One song,
Well,
too.
now you get a chance every single time to get in front of somebody.
Yeah.
It gets on release radar, which is important. You get a week's bump of that, and then you get the second week. It actually bumps it up again to anybody that didn't listen. I tell bands all the time, don't worry about monthly listeners, worry about your followers. And get your followers, get people to follow the band on Spotify and pre-save whenever you have a pre-save. But every time you release something on Release Radar, it goes to all your followers. So if you have 10,000, 20,000 followers, it's going to go out to all 10, 20,000 people on release day. Like, that's what's more important. Don't get caught up in like, oh, we only got 100,000 monthly listeners or whatever. Like, be worried about getting people to follow the band. Awareness. A lot of people don't know. They don't know to follow you. So you got to let them know.
Yeah.
And then releasing stuff over the course of 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. That's going to keep you in the conversation. It's going to keep people talking about you, and it's going to keep the algorithm working for you. Like, there's so many advantages, So I say press the CDs for sure, for like a small amount to like mail out to your fans and stuff, sign them, mail them out, sell them at the merch table.
Yeah.
It's a quick $10, but the CD doesn't do shit for you after you sell it. It just sits there on the shelf.
It's something to sign for the fans. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a cool thing. They want the art. Vinyl's even better if you can do that. But I push Spotify because that's the one that does the playlisting, and it can make a big difference. You'll see your numbers go up.
See how many how many streams from Apple Music? Is there any way to even see that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you gotta sign up for Apple Music for Artists.
Oh,
go sign up for that, and then Amazon has one as well.
I've been focusing on Spotify, but there's a lot of people that use Apple Music.
A lot, all the freaking iPhone people.
Yeah.
Look, like I said earlier, you got to be everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's just the focus is on Spotify because that's, Apple Music doesn't really do that. They don't really have like a million playlists that are curated and like it's like breaking bands. Spotify is the one that does that. So, if you have a song, On the Loose would be good on like the Beach Vibes playlist. That's a big one. Everybody that listens to music in this genre probably has Beach Vibes on their Spotify.
Yeah.
So so aim for that. And just get used to releasing songs more frequently. The 2-year cycle has been over, but it's definitely over now. It's now time to release music,
Hell yeah.
As often as possible, monthly
as often as possible.
Yeah.
6
Yeah,
weeks.
I'd say 6 weeks. If you have the material and you're ready to go, 6 weeks is fine because it gives you time to let the song kind of grow, and then it gives you time to set up the next one without overcrowding and getting too.
One's falling off, the other one pick up.
Yeah, you don't want to cloud up the one you just put out.
Yeah.
But it's just the world we live in now, man. And the sooner like the bands that realize that now and embrace it are gonna win.
Totally.
That's just how it is. If you're fighting and you're saying buy CDs, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I guess the trick is gonna be like having several finished songs in the pocket. That way we can release them over the time, and then be working on the next batch while we have, instead of just working on one song and release that song and then work on another song and release that song. It might not get done in 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. You're putting too much pressure on yourself.
And then let them out slowly, let them drip out.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself and like, oh, we got to write a new song. Like, let's get it done now. It's like, let's do 4 or 5 tracks, have them in the can, ready to go. And that way too, they all sound the same. Like they're mixed probably all at the same time, mastered. So everything sounds consistent. It's really about consistency and frequency, just make that stronger. And, it's a recipe to win, man.
Totally. So do you know anything about those Canvas videos on Spotify?
Canvas videos, yeah. I don't know how to get them. I think you have to go to, it's like the Canvas website maybe or something, and you can create it because I've seen bands, even smaller bands, do it. I don't think we've done it.
I sent a message, and they were like, "Oh, we're working with a small group of bands and trying it out right now." But then I'm also looking at reading it, and it's like it increases your streams by 200%. I'm like, well, man, let me get on that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a video playing in the background. You know, it's like strange, but
They're just like engaged more, and they're like, "Oh, this is the real shit," you know.
that makes sense. Yeah, you should definitely be doing everything like that you can, whatever you can do.
I know
You know, think outside the box. Use the platforms. Make TikToks. You know, um, just use the platforms and get yourself out there. You gotta people the playing field is so leveled. You know, because it used to be MTV and radio, and now it's Spotify and it's like and YouTube, you know, so and TikTok now, I guess. So it's just there's shit everywhere, and you got to fight harder and make even more noise, and you got to make sure your songs are dope, you know, and to really stand out. And that's why I say if you're doing all that, you know, you're on a path to win, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Dude.
We talk about playlists and how crucial it is getting your song on a playlist. How do you go about getting on some of these playlists? Because you've been pretty fortunate in getting on some really nice ones.
Do you think those ads that people are all like, you know, pay whatever and get on all these playlists, you know, how legit are those even? Like, is that even worth it? I still have. I wanted to do it. You know, it's like tempting every time, but it's like,
of course it's tempting. Yeah, I am not for paying to get on a playlist. We've done it, you know, we've tried it and we've gotten on a few playlists, but they've been small. And look, it's not that they were small playlists. I appreciate getting on any playlist. But you have just as much power. The fans have power. They don't realize it. If that's why we encourage when we put a new release out, you can use like Gleam or something, make a Gleam campaign, or a Feature FM, and have them pre-save the song and add the song to any one of their playlists. The more people add songs to your playlist, the more the algorithm picks you up, things like that. If you got a fan that has 500 followers or even 1,000 followers on their playlist because it's dope,
yeah,
and they're sharing and stuff, and you get on that playlist, that's big, man. That's huge. You're going to get more streams from that. But for the money that we paid, I think we paid like $350 or something like that, and we got on like 2 or 3 smaller playlists for like a week. It just was like, you don't end up on Beach Vibes or Soak Up the Sun, you know, the really big ones. And I just think it's a waste of money. I think you're better off trying to seek out the people that are the curators.
Yeah.
Whether it's Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, because they're out there.
Definitely, you know, I was like, there's somebody that runs each one of these things. You could find that person, find them on every one of those things, and reach out to them on all platforms. It probably will respond on one of them, whatever one.
Be super nice. When you get added to a playlist, no matter how big or small, even if it's a fan that has 10 followers on that playlist, do your best to reach out to them on Facebook. Because usually if you go to Spotify, you'll see their username and you'll see if it's like Facebook or whatever. Do a search. Look, I've done this before. It takes hours to search for playlisters on your own. It's you know, you can go through and try to find them like stalker style. And when you find them, it's worked a couple of times. I reached out and I found the person. I'm like, yo, thank you so much for adding us to your playlist, man. I really appreciate that. He's like, oh, dude, I love you guys. Thanks for the shout out. You know, tag them up. Make sure if you get on a playlist, tag it up on Instagram.
Share the playlist. Yeah.
Let them know that you appreciate it, you know, because, you know, just like the fans, we wouldn't be here without them. You know, of course, we can make music for the rest of our lives. But if you're trying to make something, if you're trying to do something big with it, you got to get followers. You got to get fans, you know? So you got to let them know that you appreciate them for taking the time and listening to you. Be grateful, you know? So it's definitely possible. Like I said, I've done it. It's just, it takes a while. And so the best thing to do is to use that Spotify submission tool and tag it up properly. Do your research. Go to Spotify and look at it's not about genre anymore. It's about feeling. It's about vibe, mood. Seriously, go in there and look. It'll be like mood. It's like there's like sad boy songs and shit, you know, for like depressing acoustic. Like, yeah, the workout, you know, focus for when you're like lo-fi shit when you're like trying to study or something like.
Yeah.
Make sure you tag it up. I believe chill is a good tag now because Beach Vibes is in there. So I would tag chill for sure.
Yeah.
If you're doing reggae, you know, reggae rock or whatever.
And is that only when you're releasing a song, or can you go back and submit other songs?
So anytime you go to release a song, go to use your Spotify for Artists. Once it shows up there and shows that it's an upcoming single from you or a release,
Yeah, we did
that's
that.
where you wanna you submit the song.
Radar and all
Yeah,
that.
you'll get release radar as long as you do it 7 days, at least 7 days before the release. You should do it weeks before that, but um, get it in there and you submit it there. So, and you're going to talk about, you give a little blurb about, the band and what you're going to do to promote it, the style, what, tag it up with the mood or the vibe, the feeling. Just give a little bit of information about yourselves, about the band or the song, what it's about, things like that, because you want to give the curator a chance to okay, so this song is going to be good for this playlist. This song is going to be good for this, um, this would be great for beach vibes, things like that.
Yeah.
It's super important, man. And you look, you may not get it. Sometimes it takes a month. Sometimes it takes 2 months. Sometimes 6 months later, you might get the song added. You can't, if you go to, if you re-release the song. So like one of the techniques you can do is, so when you take those 4 singles we were talking about, hypothetically, you release your first one, and then like 6 weeks later, you release the second one, but make sure you include the first one underneath it. And then the third one have the previous 2, and then the fourth one have all 4. What that does is creates a waterfall effect, and you generate more streams for those older songs. So like it happened with us. Like we released Renegade last May, I think, 2019, and then ended up on the Fighter EP. No, I'm sorry. It ended up on the new album, Message to the World, the last track, and some people hadn't heard it before because it's been about a year since then. So like, or yeah, it was about a year. So like, you don't, you're getting new fans all the time. So like some fans don't know to dig so far. Next thing you know, your record comes out from a fan that just found you 3 months ago, and now they're listening to a song you released a year ago when they might not have discovered it otherwise. You gave it another chance. You're giving all these songs another time to shine every single time that you do that.
That Don't Wait Up song.
Yeah. So do you have 2 different versions of it up, or is it the same one that you're just re-including on the new release?
Same version, but you got to use the ISRC code. So whenever you upload, like if you use DistroKid or CD Baby or whoever, you make sure that you I don't know if you have to uncheck it or whatever. You got to make sure you say, I have my own ISRC. Otherwise, they'll generate a new one for you. Suddenly you got 2 versions of it and it splits and you have different counts for each one.
Yeah, it's kind of weird for us right now because we use the same ISRC code, but we use DistroKid and CD Baby.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Like it's they're just taking a while to
merge or something. Yeah,
because I like copied and paste from CD Baby to the DistroKid when I uploaded the Don't Wait Up, and it seems like there's still 40 something thousand on one and 20,000 on another one or something like that.
So there's 2 versions of it.
There is, but they're supposed to have the same code, and so it's kind of a weird thing.
That is weird. Yeah, I mean, have you looked to verify that they are definitely the same ISRC code?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't have an answer for that.
I think I need to reach out to Spotify and ask them why it's not like.
Yeah, I haven't had the issue.
Yeah. We did one on CD Baby, and then when we re-released it on DistroKid, we kept the same number, but I don't know if it's just because it's a different distributor or
no.
But yeah, that's stuff we're working out and figuring out as we go.
I moved our whole catalog to DistroKid back in March from InGrooves, and everything's fine. Everything's there. There's no doubles. There's no splits.
See, okay. What about this? So there's it's not moved over. There's one on CD Baby and there's one on DistroKid, and they're still both up.
You need to go take it down. You need to let them know to remove it. That may be where your problem is, because it's that's probably what it is then, because you have 2 distributors putting it on the same platform. So you got so you need to go to CD Baby and be like, I want to remove this, and it's right there. Like you can click it, like remove song or take song off platforms. You got to take all your stuff off. It won't just transfer it. You got to remove it all. That's why you have double
and a different title almost. So one says Don't Wait Up. The way DistroKid does is you put the title in and then you put the feature artist, and it doesn't have next to it. You don't put the title Don't Wait Up quotations Von Aaliyah or whatever. But that's how CD Baby looks. So it's has a different
Interesting. Yeah, the way they do it now, like when you put up a song with a feature on it on DistroKid, you put the song and then parentheses feat, whoever, close
Yeah.
parenthesis, and then it recognizes that it has a feature, and then I guess it'll like tag the artist as well. But and the way it shows up now, it'll be like whoever, Ballyhoo, whoever's on the song, comma. But yeah, I would go in there like today and just go to CD Baby and remove all that stuff. That way you don't have that. You'll get rid of your doubles. Excuse
And
me.
you think that it will literally just take those views from that one and just like and throw it.
Yeah, it's the same information, so you shouldn't lose anything because it happened a couple times where like with a single, because you don't really have control over how fast everything goes live. So if I tried to time it where, okay, it's been almost 5 days, this should pop up on Spotify in a couple days. So I'll submit to remove the songs from, via TuneCore or whatever. And then that takes a couple days. So like, hopefully there's no lapse. So I think I just waited until like the day before they were supposed to go live. And I started, submitting for removal. And I didn't care if there were doubles. I knew it was only going to be a few days of that. I'd rather have doubles than have a complete lapse and not have the song available,
Yeah. Because right now, I mean, it's straight up like different art, kind of a different title. It looks like
different master on it,
and different master, but
interesting.
same IRCC code for both.
Yeah. Get on there and just remove all that stuff from CD Baby. You'll still don't close your account because you're still going to get sales money from that for the next like 6 months.
Okay.
So just keep it open and check it every month to get your money and transfer it over until it's down to 0 finally, and then you can close it out.
You got so much good information, man, about everything in the industry. Thank you for like the just even having a podcast like this, because it's so informative for bands like us or bands in any music genre. Just like, yeah, you're giving some really good information out there.
Oh man, no worries, man. This is like my favorite part. I could talk about this shit all day long. It's fun, man. It's fun. I think there's a lot of things that bands need to go through. I think there's we should all bands should sleep on floors and eat shitty food and have to sleep in the van and not get paid. And I think that's all like rite of passage type of stuff. But then there's a lot of things that you can skip around, and like the distribution stuff, and like making sure to keep oil in the van and regular maintenance, things like that. Like that, all that stuff is, you shouldn't have to go the hard route to find those things out like we did. So I like just giving out the advice. So
I think the more it's the better. I mean, like,
I'll just power, bro.
Sign with freaking some label, and they're just like, well, take all your royalties and give you so much money, and then just because you don't know how to do anything by yourself other than write music.
Yeah, you're helping empower artists, man.
Yeah,
dude. Thank you. I love to hear that. I'm glad there's value here. Look, man, if there's so much free content out there, this podcast being one of them. YouTube, I call it YouTube University. That's where I've learned a lot of things for free. I've done like the 3-week trial on Lynda and Skillshare.com, like stuff like that. But like, there's so much free content out there. If you can just go and just take it in and love what you're doing enough to where you're not so worried about money. You shouldn't be worried about money. You shouldn't be worried about how long it's taking. If you have patience, you'll never have to give up your stuff. You'll never have to give up your money to anybody else because you're learning on your own. If you seek the knowledge and you have patience and you're able to wait, but you keep doing the things you love, it won't feel like work. It's taken me 25 years, to figure all this stuff out. But I'm happy, man. We had labels approach us in the 2000s, major labels, and I don't know what would have happened if things had gone through. If my band would probably be done. We might have played different style of music. I feel like I would have been forced into playing shit I didn't want to play or something. Like just didn't have my wits about me about the industry and how it works and contracts and things. We've signed shitty contracts. I think if you have the patience and you're willing to wait it out and just keep playing shows and putting out music and making your fans happy and building them on an organic level one by one, you're going to have way more. You'll be way happier 5-10 years from now than you would be, if you got signed to some label right now that want to take all your money.
Yeah.
True
Shit,
that.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. So anybody in the comments here, what's up, YouTube and Facebook? If you got some questions for these guys before I let them go, throw them up right now. Let's get it going. Who do we have in here? See your drummers in here. What's up, Jess?
Oh, what's up?
Alex,
Joe.
Travis, Colin. Colin says, for Canvas, try using your distributor. I just got it for of good nature going through distro. Okay, I didn't know that DistroKid had that. I'll check that out. Thanks,
Oh,
Colin.
cool. Okay.
Nice.
Shit.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Good information all around.
Hey, thanks for
everybody.
that comment.
If you would like to donate to the boys, right here, look at Jewel looking out for you guys.
Thank you.
Venmo, Audic Empire.
That's cool.
Looking out. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Alex says, we switched from Reverb Nation to DistroKid. Took a minute, but the numbers caught up. Yeah, man, cool.
Sweet.
Nice. Good. Good.
It's definitely not instant, you know?
The numbers caught up, or did they lose and then you had to catch them up, or they transferred?
It probably just takes a minute. Yeah.
I wonder if if they transferred, if it took a minute to transfer over, or they just had to like start over. And that's
Yeah, I imagine that the numbers just merge and sync up. Let's see. Joe says, what about when CD Baby or Distro published to YouTube Music? Can you have them sync it to your band YouTube so the views? You should be able to go and merge your artist page with the band page. There's like an artist music page, and they started doing this last year, I think, where you can request to have it merged together, so you get your subs and your views all in one place. So I would look into that. And then you can use a lot of these services like CD Baby and TuneCore and DistroKid to collect your publishing stuff on YouTube as well. Anytime there's a video on YouTube that has your song in it, they'll collect that money for you, because that money just goes and sits somewhere in a black box, and a lot of people don't claim it. Look up about mechanicals, everybody. Mechanical royalties and sound exchange. You're missing out on money.
You just got to go find for it. All right.
Exactly. You got to take the time and look for it, man. Otherwise, it gets used. The money that is owed to us sits in a box for years, and then eventually it gets used for admin fees and stuff that and you'll never see it. So every day, like, you lose money that you'll never get back. Let's see. Just Leonard, miss you, man. Hope y'all are having a blast. Travis Brown, miss you too, brother. Nice. Looks like one of your homies. What's up, baby?
Yeah, it's our drummer and our guitarist.
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you say, hon?
Be lots
Okay, ask your mom.
All
right. Sorry, my daughter just came in. So you working from home, the family's all here, and
Same. Got my kids downstairs.
your drummer says you're a wizard of the audio and business world. Infinite gratitude for your guide. Thanks, man. You're making my head all big, dude. Stop. Nice, man. Yeah, dude. I just, like I said, I love giving out information, and I can talk about this shit all damn day long.
When you go through it, all of it, it's cliff notes.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, you lived it. So
Guy says y'all were great at Wolfies last year. Hopefully you get to catch you again soon. New album is great. Awesome. What's up, Guy? So how was Wolfies last year, guys?
Oh, it was fun, dude. We had a blast.
Fun,
It was they did it right, for sure. We got to freaking rock out for a whole bunch of new people. We made a lot of new fans out of it, and then camped and partied in the woods. It was a good time.
That's awesome, man. I love that. Michael says mixed with MIDI sub bass, Kemper bass profile will be epic. Yeah, for sure. The Kemper is ridiculous, man. Shout out to Cloud9 Vibes.
Yeah. What's up, Howi?
We gotta do that song. I know. There's he sent me like 2 songs. There's one I was like, yeah, this might be my vibe. So I will get on that. I'm sorry, Mike. Let's see. Anybody else in here? Ask James about his Wolfies experience.
Oh God.
Is there a good story?
A little crazy.
We had this point. We had a thing going on where like you win free merch if you take a picture, or like we pick somebody out of if you take a picture with James. So like everyone was sending in picture of James, and James is like walking around like, why are these people like Like, dang, I guess we did really good, man. Like everyone wants to take a picture with me. And, then we picked somebody that got some free merch and shit out of it because he was taking mushrooms and shit. Just like,
I was tripping the whole time. People kept walking up and taking.
We were like, let's
pictures.
fuck with
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, when you get to like chill with the fans and stuff like that, it's some funny stories and can pop up for sure.
Oh, dude, yeah,
That's good. Colin with the info. Try this link to request your official artist channel. I think this is what you need. Yeah, there you go. I think
artist
that was
or
Joe.
Really, that's awesome because I thought you had to have 1,000 followers or subscribers to your YouTube to get an artist channel. So if you can, because we're like 800 right now because we haven't been like pushing it too hard. So
we've never really used YouTube. Yeah,
we need a couple hundred people. Like,
we might still need it.
You should be able to get.
You
should be able to get that little music note next to your YouTube name through DistroKid, and I think that's where we got ours. So yeah, Colin's right here. So I'll definitely check that out. Artists.
Yeah, because you can't even sponsor your videos. You can't even put ads on your videos unless you have that.
You got to have 1,000 subs and 4,000 view hours in 365 days. So, so that's why I push like live stream as much as possible from YouTube. Go as long as you can. Keep it interesting, obviously. Get everybody to tune in, and that's how you get your views up. And crank out cool videos, when you put your music video up, like I said, do behind the scenes, all the stuff you put on Instagram, like take your day. If you're somebody that likes to do stories on Instagram and go all day long, we've seen people with the little dashes all the way across the top, just like long ass story from the whole day. Dude, download the video to your phone and upload it to YouTube. You're going to have like a, 10-minute video, just all day.
Yeah.
You have to learn to repurpose your content. So like your live stream you guys just did, it looked great. Take that shit, chop it up, and put a song a week on your YouTube.
We even have both of them, and we should do that totally. I wanted to do that for the last one we did at 420 with Reggae 360.
I think they're all uploaded to somebody else's YouTube.
Yeah, but we can put them up on ours too.
Dude, ask them, make sure it's cool. Like, go hit them up on Instagram, Reggae 360. Hey guys, you mind if we take, piece this up? I don't think they'll mind.
No, it was
R&R Studios.
Yeah, at R&R Studios. That's that guy.
You should be putting it on your YouTube. You should put it on your IGTV. I've heard rumblings of possible monetization on IGTV. So just imagine this: you've got 10-minute hour videos on IGTV. Suddenly, you're able to monetize them, and you're starting. You know what I mean? So you got to think about all this stuff ahead of time. Get ahead of the game. As long as you keep looking forward and seeking the education, like I was saying, you can stay on top, stay ahead of the curve. All of a sudden, when I started my YouTube channel last year, like it had been there, but I just didn't go hard until January of last year, 2019. And that's when I started building it out. Suddenly I was building Brandon's been doing it too. You guys see his live on Facebook. He's been doing that for a couple of years. So he has this built-in crowd. When the pandemic happened and bands were freaking out, we were already doing this shit online. You know what I mean? Like we already had it. We had everything we needed already. Suddenly you couldn't buy a capture card because they were like $400 on Amazon. They're normally like $120. Things like that. You couldn't get certain things. You couldn't get a good podcast mic. Everybody's starting podcasts now or want to go live. Like if you do those things ahead of time and you're ready for it, when shit like this happens, it's nothing. You just, okay, I guess I'll go online now. I'll double down on that. So things like that. I just try to, push everybody to stay ahead and just be looking forward,
Totally. Do you think they're ever going to do any monetization on Facebook?
Facebook is doing monetization right now. They have a creator studio. If you go to your band page, you may see it. I know we have it. It says creator studio at the top, and they basically want to be YouTube. So now you can do everything there, like post videos from the creator studio to Facebook and to Instagram. And then you can, we're not monetized yet. You have to do, there's a few requirements. I can't remember what they are. But I guess people can buy stars, kind of like what YouTube does with pin. I don't know if you guys saw earlier. Somebody gave me $10 to just have a comment pinned up there, and there's like different levels. Well, you can buy like stars, and then when somebody gives you like 100 stars, it's like $1 or something like that. That's like currency. But I think they were kind of aiming towards gamers for that, but I think they're growing it out to be everybody else.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
easier to get people to view stuff on Facebook and YouTube.
the thing with Facebook too is Facebook hates links to, especially to YouTube, but links to anywhere else but other shared videos on YouTube on Facebook, they'll bury it. Like the algorithm will be like, "Fuck you! Like this isn't our stuff."
They want to
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go native and upload to Facebook directly. Upload to YouTube.
Videos. If we should upload like 45 cal video to Facebook and be like, because I mean, we put it out there and some dope ass stuff, and it's like 4,000 people see it on Instagram, but if we put it on Facebook, it would be like 20,000.
Yeah, the view requirement is like 3 seconds on
CC, yeah, okay,
Facebook.
Scrolling,
yeah, and so like you're gonna get by default, you're gonna get way more views on Facebook than you would on like YouTube. You have to watch for at least 30 seconds, I think, and some people don't. And so like that's why you see like this thing has 10,000 views, in a day. It's like because they may have watched for 3 seconds. Other people will watch for longer, but you're big fans. But yeah, why wouldn't you post everything you post everywhere else? Why wouldn't you put it on Facebook? Especially if they're gonna monetize it. And I mean, look, you're gonna get the views. Like I stream this to YouTube and Facebook every time, just to maximize on the views. So definitely take your content when you do like a long thing and it's like multiple songs, a show, stream, whatever. Download it, chop it up, and start releasing on every platform. Just one song a week or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now because I'm pretty spent on things to post about. Like I've been seeing your Instagram. You'll just post some like throwback picture of whatever, and just keep like posting something while a lot of bands are just silent. They haven't posted shit in like months.
Dude, you can't be silent. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta be making noise. That's how we stay alive. That's
running shows, and I was like,
yeah.
Today.
that's because they don't realize that everything is content.
Yeah.
Look, it's obviously recap videos and stuff are great when you're on tour, but we're not on tour. So like what? Recap your day, recap what you do. Shit, like walk around. I have a video on my channel of me making coffee with my daughter last year. Just stuff like that. Like, me sitting here working on a track, do your own quarantine videos, that it's still a thing. Like just make it's free. You guys have a little place there, everybody in their own place, play to a click, and then have somebody throw it together in Premiere or something and just upload it. It's a little extra work, but the fans love it.
It goes back to what you say about like the old home videos from all the bands that we loved growing up, watching all that home footage and behind the scenes stuff of your favorite bands. That's like what shaped me growing up and kind of made us into the people that we are today, and that's why I think people want to see the day in the life of a musician.
They do,
like what we're doing because we're living
driving to the river, smoking a joint.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, go to the river and fucking light up a joint and go live and just start talking to people and grab your acoustic and chat. And like you don't even have to, you don't even have to like
smoking joints.
You don't have to play. Just like talk for 20 minutes. Just like, what's up, guys? Like, take questions. Like, ask them what kind of merch they want. Well, hey, what should we print on next? Like, what do you guys think about that last thing we did? Did you like how it felt? Like, you got to show that you care. That you care about what they're wearing, what you're selling to them. What do you guys think about that last song? What should we write about next? Like, what was your favorite show of ours? Like, just bullshit. Hey, what do you guys think about that new, those new potato chips or whatever? Like, just dumb shit.
Other people's albums, yeah. Just what do y'all like this new song that our friends put out?
Yeah,
totally, man. It's all about engagement. It's all about just being there and being accessible and being engaged with your viewers.
Totally.
And you got to stay in the conversation.
Totally. I like doing that because lately I've been pretty good at doing my personal name and on the Empire on our group on Facebook, and I've been able to like start some good conversations, you know, just like
Yes.
I was like, hey, where do you guys work, you know, and stuff like that. And I just posted a picture of me at a new job that I was picking up, you know, on the side.
Yeah.
And tons of people posted what they do and stuff. So I was like, okay, then I was able to do a different one, and then I did another one, and then I did another one, and I'm like, okay, these are working out. People are like, hey, there's actually people here, you know.
We have a good community. We
yeah,
do.
and now transferred that to our actual pages.
Yeah.
You know, where we have like, and I've been able to do a couple of them, like, hey, where was the last time you saw us, and you know, shout out your city, and where should we go to next, or something like that. You know, we've had it sometimes where I'm like, hey, where should we play next, you know, and it'll be like crickets, you know, and I'm like, damn, you know. So it's like,
you have to ask interesting questions, you know, because that's one of those like typical, like, I don't have anything else to say moments, you know. It can be a good question for sure. You can get some answers, but ask some more engaging, interesting questions. You know, what was the last movie you guys saw? Or like, you know, it's just people like to talk about themselves, I think, you know, and people want to kind of vent. So ask them how they're feeling, ask them what they've been up to, you know. Don't make it about you, just make it about the group. Those fan groups are huge, man. You can get some really excited people in there. You know, I'd rather have 100 people that give a fuck than 1,000 people who just like whatever, you know.
for real.
Right.
And you get people excited, you want to create super fans, you know, you want to make them feel loved and over deliver. So make sure you jump in those bands need to get in their Facebook groups and start posting with their normal profile and just talking shit like everybody else, you know, and keep it positive and light and interesting and fun. And you know, like I said, over deliver and just be there.
Right.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, dude, I'm gonna let you guys go, man.
I've been on here for like what, hour and 40?
Almost 2 hours. Yeah, this is great.
It's good. A lot of good information.
I wonder
here.
if anyone had enough time to watch the whole thing.
Well, it'll be available on YouTube and Facebook, so you guys can watch back later and share the videos and stuff. Yeah, if you're out there watching on YouTube right now, please don't forget to sub up, give the video a like, maybe leave a comment, let me know who else I should have on the show. If you're on Facebook, give it a like, share it, whatever. And yeah, thanks to so much of the Audic Empire guys for coming on the show and talking. Make sure you check out the new record, Head Change. I got to mix it. It turned out really good. I'm stoked on it. And yeah, I think you guys just keep getting better and better. And yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, the artwork's sick.
Opie
OPRTs.
Opie did that. That's right. Yeah.
That was a milestone, dude. That was legendary for us to have freaking the dude that did the Sun to do our stuff. We're like, oh man,
that's great, man. I know. Yeah, he kills it. He's really, really good. That new Long Beach album is good too.
Dude, it's so good. We listened to it yesterday. Yeah,
I have it on all the time. It's just like a classic. You know,
I reached out. I was like, who mixed this? This shit sounds amazing. You know, it was good. But dude, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Make sure if you're watching out there, tune in, subscribe to Tales from the Green Room podcast. Follow me everywhere, Howie Spangler on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And yeah, I'm sure I'll see you really soon. Thanks everybody here in the comments. We appreciate it. And yeah, man, you guys have a great day. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you real soon, man. I can't wait to get started on this new record.
Absolutely,
awesome. Hell yeah, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
So much love.
Fuck
yeah, man. You guys have a good day. Take care.
Peace out.
Peace.
Yeah.